Well, we're back again with yet another No Fluff analysis, and this time I'll be talking about the Fire Emblem Kindred Ties Summon Showcase, running from the 30th of April until the 12th of May, UTC. Let's get straight to it with the first adventurer added with this showcase, the 5-star Fire Sword, Chrom, the Prince of Elise. His first skill is Exalted Sword, dealing damage to enemies directly ahead, and can grant the user 1 stack of Flames of Awakening, which can stack up to 3 times. Chrom's second skill is Ether, dealing damage to a target and nearby enemies, restoring 3% of the damage inflicted as health to the user, capping at 15% of the user's maximum hit points. Ether increases in strength relative to the number of stacks of Flames of Awakening, and consumes all stacks and a level of the user's skill reservoir on use. Chrom has a unique coability, granting plus 10% to hit points and defense. His chain coability gives flame units 8% wind resist for 15 seconds upon inflicting burn. As for his other abilities, he gets plus 15% strength at 4 hit points, sleep resist, and his third ability is Rightful King. At 3 stacks of Flames of Awakening and a full skill reservoir, Ether becomes Awakening Ether, consuming all stacks and the whole skill reservoir. I assume that it'll deal tons of damage. So many people were upset to see that Cygames introduced yet another Flame Sword unit, but at the very least Chrom has a unique coability to dull the pain. His conditional plus 15% strength can be supported by the health regeneration of Ether, and effective supportive healing in the Volk fight. However, with Marth's new Spiral combined with Mars, I feel like Chrom might have a hard time finding a spot in the new endgame meta for flame units. We'll have to see how Chrom's damage stacks up. At a glance, there doesn't seem to be any obvious part of his kit that makes him unusable or feel bad to play, although some people are saying that his third ability being Rightful King should really just be, an effect of one of his skills rather than an ability, and he should have gotten a third actual effective ability. Either way, we're entirely at the mercy of his damage modifiers. As a side note, the abilities also don't mention how his skill reservoir works, so we'll have to wait for players to pull him before we can really find out. The second unit added with this showcase is the 5-star Light Wand Peony, the Sweet Dream. Peony's first skill is Flower of Joy, dealing damage to a target, inflicting paralysis. This skill also has Skill Shift, increasing the user's defense by 10% for 10 seconds in Phase 2, and increasing the whole team's strength by 10% for 10 seconds in Phase 3. Peony's second skill is Gentle Dream, dealing damage to enemies in a line, and buffs the entire stream's strength and attack rate by 10% for 10 seconds. This deals extra damage to paralyzed foes. Peony also has a unique coability, granting plus 20% to light damage. Her chain coability grants light units plus 6% defense. Peony's first ability is Aid of the Ljosalfa? I'm not very good at pronouncing Old Norse, but it grants the entire team a life shield at the start of quests. Peony's second skill, Gentle Dream, grants the Empowering Dreams buff, which causes her next Force Strike to fill her other team members' skill 1 gauges by 40%, and also granting the following non-stacking effects to the whole team for 10 seconds. 10% strength, 10% attack rate, 20% defense, 5% shadow resistance, and 5% movement speed. The Empowering Dreams buff will not stack, is consumed on use, and has an activation cooldown of 20 seconds. Peony also has Curse Resist and Paralyzed Punisher. So, the unique plus 20% light damage coability is completely unprecedented. While it's a welcome boon to light units due to the current lack of powerful units, I feel like it'll be entirely polarizing. I think Peony will become a mandatory member of all light teams, whether as a lead or backline unit for a coability. It also means that Cygames will deliberately release light units at a lower power level from now on, to account for Peony's existence. All in all, it's an extremely powerful coability, but I feel like it'll come with some unseen costs. Anyway, Peony is in line to become a very interesting buffer unit with the potential for some good personal DPS as well. Due to all the conditions tied to her skills and abilities, it seems Cygames is very wary of enabling 4 Peony team compositions, so buffs are deliberately set to be unstackable. Either way, I feel like most people should attempt to pull for Peony for her coability at the very least. While not part of the showcase, we also have a welfare unit added with the event. We have the welfare 5-star Light Lance, Sharena, the Princess of Asker. Sharena's first skill is Resplendent Slash, dealing 2 hits of damage to enemies ahead, inflicting paralysis. Her second skill is Luna, dealing 2 hits of damage to enemies ahead, reducing the defense by 5% for 10 seconds. This defense reduction does not stack. She also has a unique co-ability of 8% Paralyzed Punisher. Her chain co-ability grants light units 13% strength for 15 seconds upon paralyzing an enemy. Sharena's first ability is Supreme Last Devastation, increasing her critical rate by 100% for 10 seconds when her hit points drop to 30%. This can activate once per quest. She also has Curse Resist and Paralyzed Punisher. So Sharena is another light unit with a powerful co-ability. While it isn't powerful enough to completely replace a wand or blade co-ability outright, the chain co-ability granting a strength buff in quest time is quite powerful and should be a good addition for any paralysis-centric team. Sharena also has a unique Force Strike unmentioned in her abilities. She receives, I believe, 25% less damage while charging her Force Strike, and absorbing a hit in this manner grants her a strength buff depending on the strength of the hit received. Supposedly, people have reported that absorbing a High Dragon Trial Blast gives her plus 25% strength, and the claps in Mercurial Gauntlet give her plus 20% strength buff. The exact duration I'm unsure, but I think it's something short like 10 to 15 seconds. Could be assumed, I believe. While not part of the showcase, we also have some Wyrmprints added with the latest update. The first 5-star print is Welcome to the Halidom, granting Last Recovery and Shapeshift Prep. It also grants plus 60% Resolve, which are the points you gather in the Kindred Ties event. I feel like the Last Recovery effect won't often come into use for most setups, but I could see this print being used on Grace in boss battles, enabling a quick second life shield. Other than that, I believe it's a print that you just use for the event, and then, I don't know. Grace is the only real situation that I could see being a use case, but if anyone else, if anyone can think of any others, well, feel free to leave something in the comments. The second 5-star print added with the showcase is the 5-star print, A New Look, granting Slayer's Devastation and plus 17% critical damage at 70% hit points or above. This print also grants plus 60% resolve at maximum unbind. So Slayer's Devastation increases your critical rate by up to 15% as you defeat more enemies. I feel like this print is fairly tailored towards the new defensive battles, but I could see this being used on Xander to further enable him to dismantle wave battles. Overall, I think Peony is the obvious star of the showcase. Early talk on the Dragalia Lost Discord also rates Sharena very highly, and Chrom is supposedly a very heavy hitter once you get all his charges done. However, due to his ether charge mechanic, he benefits less from skill prep, and requires time to build up to his big hits. Personally, as always, I'll be gunning for all of the units as I do on limited showcases. But beware, Tiki is not in the showcase and will be in a part 2 showcase that does not include Chrom or Peony. Split your resources wisely. Anyway, that's it for this No Fluff analysis. Thank you very much for watching, take it easy, stay safe, and I wish you luck in your upcoming polls.